Hey everyone, Dr. Jess here. I wanted to talk with faculty for a minute about referring students to SSD. Okay, this is such an important topic. I had a faculty colleague come in the other day and walk in a student, and it absolutely warmed my heart. The student was having a hard moment, and we were able to help that student go from a hard moment to knowing that this was potentially the first day of the rest of their lives. Okay. And especially because I am a parent of an accommodated student, that is exactly what I would hope for anyone like my son in their first experience with our accommodations office. Okay. So, and that's what we always try to do for any of our students who are in contact with us, right? And we have 2,800 students who we serve here. So, what does that mean, right? Of course, you've got referral information on our syllabus, but let's be honest, not everyone spends as much quality time with our syllabus as we would like them to, okay? So we might notice certain things in the classroom. We might notice that a student's struggling in a way that is unbeknownst to them up until that point, right? If a student has taken lots of writing classes and they're taking their first presentation class, maybe it comes up. If a student is entering like a really difficult science sequence or in a project with a lot of group work when before they'd taken a lot of solo work, those differences are times where we might see something different in our student. And because we spend so much quality time with our students in our classrooms, we might be the folks who see it first, right? Or we might have a student who was previously accommodated somewhere else and they just haven't come to the SSD office yet. And so we might see an unaccommodated student who's either always been unaccommodated or who has been unaccommodated since they've been here, but really might benefit from getting back dialed in with the accommodations office at this campus, at this institution. Okay, so we're here for that. Right? That can look a lot of different ways, right? I get emails from faculty and they're like, hey, I'm noticing something. Does this sound like a reason to refer? It's like, yes. I meet with faculty and we have those conversations during open office hours or for scheduled appointments. I'm seeing something. Is this an SSD thing? Is this a care report thing? Where might I be able to take this so that I can help my student to succeed and thrive, right? Those are great conversations and I love to have them. Myself personally, I've also walked students in our front door. Okay. And my faculty colleagues have walked students in our front door. If they're having a hard moment in that moment, and it's related to a difference or a disability, both of you are always welcome here in tandem. Like we will do everything we can for you because sometimes we need what we need when we need it, how we need it, right? I mean, that's adult learning theory and we're teaching adults. They might be young adults sometimes, but we're teaching adults and they need what they need. We need what we need. And sometimes that's the best time to help get someone dialed is when they're really feeling like, open to it, right? Hopefully it hasn't come crashing down on them, but when they're open, if they're saying yes, I walked a student in who started to experience a rapid change in the context of my class. And so I let out class early and I talked to the student, individually, quietly. And he, spoke with me about what a big change he was experiencing. And I told him about SSD and I told him how much I believed in SSD and that they could help, but they could only help if he went there. And he didn't know what the office was, how to get there. His change actually would get in the way of him getting here without extra help. And so we walked over here together and we got him dialed with an appointment with all of the intake forms. And everything got set in motion for that student because we showed up, right? So faculty know when something's going on. And faculty have such a big heart that they know sometimes something is going on, not because the student, isn't trying, but maybe the student's trying and the result just looks different, right? Just based on their particular unique ways of experiencing the world or navigating the world, or, whatever it might be. So please refer to us. Please, sometimes it's hard to have those conversations, right? And it takes a minute in a day where we don't have a lot of minutes. And it takes strength and courage to have those kind of sticky conversations that don't always necessarily go without awkwardness involved in them. But I do encourage you to have those open dialogues and to help students who might benefit from getting here at SSD. We would love to talk with them. We would love to talk with you. We would love to dream up creative solutions together to accommodate your students who are hitting their functional limitations in the context of your class. You might be the very first person that sees it. And so you can help your students a lot if you get that information to us. Thank you so much. We really appreciate all that you're doing. And we'll see you in the next video.